Hey, I'm Ryan Covington with Covington's Nursery. So if you're looking for small blooming annual plants to put in your flower beds or pots, then we have a whole other episode for that. Don't worry. Those are annuals and we only had to worry about them being able to survive our hot Texas summers. Today, we're talking about the top 10 blooming trees and shrubs for North Texas. And these are more permanent plantings, so we also have to make sure they can withstand our wild and crazy Texas winters as well. Oh, and we also want them to produce some kind of bloom. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge, but come on, let's grow together. Speaking of wild and crazy, here's Maria Fisher, my old best friend from high school.
Welcome to Shrubs, Ryan.
Now the retail manager of Covington's. Nepotism! So when I worked retail, one of the things that people would often ask me, I'd be showing them a plant and they'd say, well, what does it do? And I would often think, well, have you met a plant, sir? It's just going to sit and grow quietly. So lower your expectations. No, but honestly, what they're probably asking is it going to bloom or do something else intriguing? And so everything we're talking about today is in fact going to do something. That's right, Maria?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go take a look. Look. So I figure a great place to start is perhaps the most famous blooming shrub of all, the rose. Tell us about, these are a little different roses though, Maria. What are we looking at here?
So these are drift and knockout roses.
Okay.
They're very easy to grow. They handle the North Texas summers beautifully. They bloom profusely, and overall just a very easy, low maintenance plant to grow.
I'm taking it that there are some that maybe are not so low maintenance. Where are those?
Those are going to be right behind us, and as you can see, we've got many varieties, more than most nurseries carry.
We have a lot of roses, that is true.
About 150 different varieties.
Wow.
Yes.
Maria, you brought me to one of our favorite sections.
The Indian hawthorns.
Indian hawthorns.
These are great shrubs for North Texas. Once they're established, they can really handle the heat, the drought, the sun, just everything a Texas summer has to throw at them.
And in the springtime,
they are covered in gorgeous pink or white blooms.
They really are beautiful. It's like a light dusting of snowy flowers all over the shrub.
And the great thing about the shrub as well is it does keep its leaves for the wintertime, so you've got year-round interest in your landscape.
Okay, next up we have the azalea. Anyone who's from Dallas, you'll know when you drive through Highland Park in the spring, these are the bushes that are just covered in blooms. It's glorious.
What's different about these azaleas though, Ryan, is these are Bloom-a-thon and Encore Azaleas. Instead of just blooming once in the springtime, you'll get reblooms off of them throughout the growing season.
It just dawned on me that's why they're called Encores, because literally they bloom again. Yes. They come back for more.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Okay, Maria, tell everyone what this is and then I'm going to ask my question.
These are hydrangeas, Ryan.
Okay, now what is the deal with the hydrangea blooms? Because there's something about you can turn them from blue to pink or pink to blue. It's all very confusing. What is that? The
color of the blooms is based on the acidity of the soil. So the more acid in the soil, the more blues and purples you're going to get in your blooms. Okay,
I could never remember which one it was. So if you continually feed it acid, then it's going to get bluer and bluer.
Yeah, we're not just feeding it acid, Ryan.
We're pouring orange juice on it.
We're not pouring orange juice, no. There's several options you can use. A liquid acidifier with iron, there's granulars, there's water solubles, there's lots of products.
All stuff you can buy at Covington's. I love them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, what are these leafy, luscious guys?
This is a shrub that I cannot recommend enough. This is an Althea, also known as a rose of Sharon. And before too long, they are going to be absolutely covered in big, gorgeous, colorful blooms.
Tropical, like a hibiscus.
They are in the hibiscus family, as a matter of fact. Yes, they are.
Also, I feel like I had one that was enormous. It was like the size of a tree. Is that still?
They absolutely can be tree form. And if you'll see behind us here, we do have some that have already been cut up into a tree.
Nice.
Or you can keep them as shrubs. So this falls into both categories.
So we have a tree and a shrub here, but these are both?
These are varieties of Vitex, which is a super fast growing tree or shrub that's going to bloom gorgeous bluish purple spike flowers.
Yeah, they're really cool.
They're amazing. They're very big pollinator attractors. It's just a gorgeous tree.
These are drought tolerant, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Once established, they can take our heat and drought like a champ.
Great. Okay, this is one of my favorite trees. It's a Texas native. In fact, I can even smell, it has a beautiful grape fragrance that it makes wafting off of it. It is the
Texas Mountain Laurel, a crowd favorite. In addition to these gorgeous springtime blooms, the appeal for this tree is it's not going to get massive in your landscape, and it keeps its leaves year-round.
An evergreen, yep, it is.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So Maria, I know that you're bringing us over here to talk about these redbuds, but I think we're about to learn an important lesson, which is
not all redbuds are red. They come in a variety of different colors, shapes, and sizes. Some are gonna get real upright and tall and bushy, and some weep over. They're really gorgeous ornamental trees for your landscape.
And also, these are the ones that you will see all over town covered in those tiny little pink or white blooms.
That's correct. Usually late winter, that's how you know spring is on the horizon, when all the red buds come to life.
Nice. So there aren't too many things I like about our hot Texas summers, but it isn't until it starts getting pretty dang hot that these guys start to bloom.
This is the iconic Crape Myrtle, an absolute staple of North Texas landscapes. When a lot of other plants are slowing down on the blooms because it's just so hot, it is their time to shine. They bloom in rich shades of reds, pinks, purples, and whites, and will bloom all summer long and into the fall.
They are showy and they are terrific. When you talk about an iconic southern tree, you can't forget to mention the magnolia. Right, Maria?
That's right, Ryan. Southern magnolias grow really well here in North Texas. They get big, gorgeous, fragrant white blooms on them in the springtime. They've got these gorgeous, glossy leaves with a cinnamon undertone, and they keep their leaves year-round for year-round interest in your landscape.
A great southern favorite. Okay, this is a bonus. This isn't one of our 10 because it doesn't technically put on blooms, but if color is what you're trying to add to your landscape, these Japanese maples will do the trick every time.
That's right, Ryan. People revere Japanese maples. They are prized for their gorgeous, rich tones, their interesting leaf shapes, and their unique growth habits.
Love them. So this one is a bonus that didn't make our top 10, not because it doesn't have blooms, but because it's not technically a tree or a shrub. It's a vine.
This is gold flame honeysuckle, which is one of my absolute favorites. Puts off these real weird tentacle-like blooms all spring, summer, and fall. And as a bonus, it attracts hummingbirds.
Sure does. Also, if it's vines that you're into, you can't go wrong with this wisteria.
She is the absolute queen of the vines.
They are beautiful. Maria, you are beautiful too. Thank you so much for talking with us today.
Of course.
These blooming trees and shrubs are guaranteed to give your yard year-round intrigue without you having to do much of anything, just so long as you put them in the right spot and they're happy. And our team up at Covington's can certainly help you with that. Come on up to Covington's today and let's grow together. Okay, Mom, today I have a serious question for you.
Okay.
When I'm driving around Dallas, it can even be a nice neighborhood like Highland Park, and you'll see a crepe myrtle, and it's like someone has taken and scalped the entire top off. What is that? Why are we doing that?
It is called Crape Myrtle.
Okay, so
Don't do that.
don't want to do
No,
that.
you used to, when they're smaller, you would prune the tops, no bigger than a pencil, the limb. But then somebody got lazy one day and decided, you know what, I'll use the chainsaw and just chop it.
And you're saying literally the rest of the people just followed in line?
Everybody saw it that day and followed suit. I mean,
because I've been seeing it for years.
Yeah, and we don't do that. They mess the tree up.
Okay,
completely.
that is good to know. Crepe myrtle, people.
And I want to tell you one other thing. When the crepe myrtles get big, they peel their bark off, and it's beautiful.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we used to peel it as kids.
Yes. I had a friend, and she died last year, and at the time she wasn't a gardener, but she planted a crepe myrtle, and once it got big and beautiful, I pulled up to her house, and she was so proud she ran out, and I said, Lisa, what did you do to your tree? She had painted pruning paint, black pruning
Oh my God, that stuff is like tar.
all on the trunks because she thought it was dying, which made her whole house in the front look
Crazy.
hideous.
Also, I do have to say, when you said that you had a friend who had died, I thought you were going to say she was crepe murdered.
No.
But pruning paint. Also,
Pruning paint,
don't do that.
Sorry,
So.
yeah, yeah. I don't. Lisa, do you like that joke? Okay, all right.